Hey, you guys. Every Sunday growing up was a special breakfast Sunday. And my mom would do like French toast or pancakes. And the other items she would rotate in her repertoire were crepes. And this is the same recipe I'm making for you guys today. But you know what? A lot of people are very intimidated by crepes. And I thought, well, today would be a great day to wear this apron because I'm going to show you that we can do it. And it's simpler than you think, and they don't all have to be perfect because they all taste great. And so with that, we're going to get going and start putting all our ingredients in the blender. And my mom didn't have a blender back then, but you can, and if you don't have a blender, you can blend this by hand. It turns out equally great. And so we're going to start by putting in whole milk, and all the ingredients are going to be in the description below. Eggs, splash, splash. I should have done that slower. But all you guys know me, I make a mess no matter what, so. Vanilla, orchid juice. And believe it or not, this is the secret ingredient that makes them extra velvety. Like, you'll be surprised how velvety they are. And this is Lite Olive Oil. And then we're going to put in sugar. And a little bit of salt. And this is the flour that I'm not going to put in yet. I want to start blending this and then we'll add the flour because I like to add a little at a time. And same thing too, if you guys blend this by hand, put all your wet ingredients together first, blend them, and then add the flour a little at a time, and you won't have any lumps. It'll be beautiful smooth. So we're going to go get the blender and start blending this up. We got our blender on the blender. Gonna put the lid on just initially, keep it from splooging more. And I'm going to just put that on low 1 on this machine. Let that spin around a little bit with those initial ingredients. I'm going to start adding the flour, just a little at a time. There we go. Sometimes, depending on the blender, you might need to kick it up a notch because the extra weight of the flour might bog it down a little bit. So just kick that up a little bit. You don't want it super fast. You don't want to make it all frothy and bubbly. But after this blends, it's going to rest. Just makes it so much easier than stirring by hand. Okay, that's really all that needs. You can see that. So what I like to do is I like to just leave it because it has to rest. And so I'll just leave it like this for 20 to 30 minutes. And when I come back, I'll just give it a quick pulse to give it a quick mix for a few seconds. And then you're ready to start cooking up those crepes. So our batch has been resting 20 to 30 minutes approximately. And so I'm just going to give it a quick little pulse. And if you don't have a pulse button on your machine, my old blender certainly didn't have a pulse button. You can just turn your machine on and off real quick, a couple seconds. And if you're mixing by hand, just give it another little whisk, not too fast, just to slowly blend it up. And so now we're going to be taking this over to the stove and pouring it in a bowl, and you'll see how beautiful smooth it is. All right, we got our pan heating up here, and this is just a 9-inch, very old crepe pan. Had it so many years, but it does the job. And what I try to do is keep the batter within this crease here, because if it gets up here, then you get little frayed edges that are harder to allow you to turn it. And then I have this tiny little spatula that I like. It's my favorite little crepe spatula to turn. And this is my station here where I have my batter, and I like to use a little ghee in between pouring each crepe that I do very lightly in the pan, just like that. And my pan looks a little hot right now. We are going to go for it. And I like to just use this little scoop. It's about a 1/4 scoop. And if it doesn't get in a spot there, I just try to use it to dot some batter in there. And then that's going to sit just a few seconds. And what we're looking for is an ever so slightly brown edge there. And then we will give it a flip. So you'll see the edges turning brown. And that is our clue to just slip that under there and flip it over. And what I like to do here is just kind of give it a jiggle, because it won't sit very long on this side. And then I have my oven set to 170, which is the lowest temp it'll go. And I have a plate in there. And I like to just transfer now these over to the oven. We're going to go over there right now. And do that all over again. And also in the oven, it keeps them just the right temperature, keeps them nice and soft and velvety. And we are going to just keep pouring our crepes here. Off to the oven stack with you. All right, we're reaching the end of our batter. And I wanted to tell you guys that letting the batter rest makes it easier to turn your crepes. It gives them, I don't want to say strength, but integrity to make it easier to turn your crepes. So that they're not getting holes and falling apart on you. So that's the purpose of letting it rest a little bit. So when this one's done, we're gonna go to showing you how we eat them. See how easy that is to turn? Easy peasy. Like I said, you can do it. Just a few seconds like that. And we're going to turn that off and get to the good part. We're back and our crepes are done. Went through all that batter and we got this beautiful stack of crepes that my husband and I are like drooling. We can hardly wait to get to this part of eating them. But I want to show you a couple ways of doing up crepes. And one of the ways is going to be a fancy way. And so this is how I've done them a couple times for a brunch, is you just put one on a plate, get your whipped cream, and put some dollops on there at the upper edge like that. And And then I've sliced some strawberries. And you're just going to put those so they stick up a little bit at the top. Give it a little more squirt of whipped cream. Fold that over, not all the way. Fold over the side. You make a little pocket. Like so. And you can just put these around on a tray, and they're just gorgeous and totally delicious. That's one. And so the other day I made Danishes. And yes, this is cream cheese Danish filling. And I will include that recipe. Yeah, a little bonus recipe. So we're going to do one more, and it's kind of similar to the last one. However, you're going to get a little spreader, and you're just going to get some of your lovely cream cheese mixture, and you're going to just spread it on there. Like so. Then you're going to do the same things I did on the last one with the whipped cream. And your strawberries. And you know what? This time I'm going to throw a few blueberries on there. Why not, right? There we go. Give it another little squeeze of some whipped cream, because how do you get, I don't know how you get too much whipped cream, okay? Then you fold it in almost all the way half. You want those to show. You don't want to cover them up. And then go over to the side. And then over to the side. That little berry wants to come out. And there you go. It kind of looks like the other one, but you got the extra treat in there of that Danish cream cheese loveliness. And then you put that on a tray, and you just make up a whole bunch of those. But now I'm going to show you how I like to eat them. I've been eating them like this forever. So, like, very unconventional crepe eating here. Butter. Softened butter. And I almost go through a whole stick of butter, you guys, when I eat these. A little embarrassing, but oh my God, are they good. So I will put this gobs of butter on one. Get another one. Put it on top. And guess what? More butter. I can hardly wait. Yes, see? Butter, butter. Then, syrup. Yum, yum. And I just drizzle that on there. And then fold it up. Roll it up. Like so. And then, more syrup. Excuse me, I might drool. I love these. And you're gonna love them too, no matter how you eat them. And next I'm gonna show you how my husband loves to eat them. Isn't that hilarious? I know why I have to make so many. I mean, look how big that stack was. and we only have a few left. We can easily go through this whole stack. So, well, like I said, a little embarrassing, but that's how good these are. But I want you guys to try them, and I hope you saw that they are so easy to make, and you can just hope to make this your Sunday tradition to enjoy for your friends and your family, or just for you. Eat the whole stack. So anyway, I'd like to ask you guys, if you enjoyed this video, to please hit the like button and share with your friends, and don't forget to hit subscribe. And we'll see you next time on Cindy Certified Recipes. These velvety crepes are so delicious, plain or all dressed up. Enjoy some today. And as always, if it's time tested, top-notch ingredients, and the talk of the table, it's Cindy Certified.